everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to yet another book haul. This is the second book haul of the year. We have another chunk of purchases to go through. That many there. I am surrounded by books. We're just gonna dive in. First up is a purchase that I made on Abe Books, which was to attempt to find the matching copies to my set of Aragon and Eldest up there. Did I? Thought so. Did I actually? No. So I picked up Preisinger. This is the matching cover. It is huge compared to those other paperbacks. The other paperbacks are standard size. This is a big old boy here. But either way, I now have the third book in the Aragon series, which is one that I have not yet read. So picked this one up. Then I ended up picking up The Empire of Exiles by Aaron M. Evans. This is a fantasy book that was released this year that gained a fair bit of hype and love, and I'm very excited to dive into it. It just, I don't know, there's something about having a map on the cover. It makes me so excited. It makes me so excited to dive into this fantasy book. On the back, it says, a scribe, a mage, an archivist, and an investigator, 4 unlikely heroes, a secret, threatening an empire. I'm excited to dive into this when I do, which will hopefully be soon because it's kind of calling my name on my shelf. So then went to Indigo again because I have a Indigo really close to me, and sometimes I'm just like, what if I just go and treat myself? So I got these two books. I got A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher and Rubicon by J.S. Dowes, or Dews, or Duez. I am not sure how to say her last name, but actually I think I got this when I was going out and about with my friend Sophia. I think these were the two that I picked up. Can't really remember. Memory? A sieve. But I was excited about both of these. I have since read A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher when I was in a weird reading mood because I needed something that wasn't fantasy and that was short, snappy, and something to get me out of that weird reading mood. And this delivered like nothing else. It worked. It worked. I gave it 3.5 stars. It's a little weird, little twisted horror, thrillery type thing. It was good. That one's about a girl who goes home to spend time with her mom, who's currently living in her grandma's old place, and it's very oppressive, and something's going on with her mom and the house, and that's all I'm gonna tell you because it's short enough that you need to go in without knowing it. But anyways, Rubicon is a new sci-fi from this author, and this author wrote The Last Watch and The Exiled Fleet, these two books right here, which are some of my favorite sci-fi. So I am so excited to get into this new sci-fi world that she is releasing. Then I picked up my friend's book club pick of last month from Amazon, which is The Seven Moons of Mali Almeida by, whoa, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun for me to say. Shihan Karunatilaka, we're gonna say. This was great. I really enjoyed it. I think we all really enjoyed it. We gave a 4-star or higher during the book club. This is about Mali Almeida, who is killed at the beginning of this. It centers his small afterlife that he has as he's kind of reliving what happened to him, figuring out why and how he died. And it's also centered around the Sri Lankan Civil War. So definitely check trigger warnings before going into this, but I think everybody should read this if you're at all interested because it was definitely a really, really good read. In April, there was the local book fair that we have in my city, and I went with my friends and I picked up some books. So if you've seen that vlog, you have seen these books. I'm just gonna kind of go through them rapid fire, but I got this cute little fantasy called Song for the Basilisk by Patricia A. McKillop, mainly because of the cover. I bought it simply because that cover is intricate and stunning. I'm excited for the fantasy book though, because when I pulled it up on Goodreads to see what it was about and see the ratings, someone called it Studio Ghibli, and I was like, yep, I'm in. We'll see. Then I picked up the book 3 of the Tawny Man trilogy by Robin Hobb, which is The Fool's Fate. I have the first one, Fool's Errand. I have one of the ones for the Tawny Man trilogy on my shelves already. I'm excited that I got this one. I collect Robin Hobbs whenever I see them because I know I'm gonna love all of her series and I will read them all eventually. Then I picked up The Once and Future King by T.H. White, which is an Arthurian retelling or epic. I'm excited about it. I think it was also made into a TV show, The Once and Future King. I'm not sure, but you guys know I love Arthurian stuff, so I got that one. I also picked up Elena Ferrante's My Brilliant Friend simply because all of my friends said it was great. So on to my shelves it goes, and I think this will be a good kind of palette cleanser in the middle of the summer if I'm feeling not fantasy. So there's that. And I picked up this Arcturus copy, which matches a bunch of my other Arcturus copies on my classic shelf in my kitchen. of the Yellow Wallpaper and Other Short Stories by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. The Yellow Wallpaper is something that I studied in university. It was one of those short stories that actually stuck with me. So it's nice to have a collection of her stuff on my shelves now. Then I finally got a book outlet order from my friend. I had gone in on an order with her earlier in the year, and I finally got them from her. I had the Our Lady's Mysterious Ailments by T.L. Hushu, which is the second book to the Library of the Dead, which is right there on my shelves. The second book in a trilogy centering around Edinburgh. It's kind of an interesting world. It's got our main character who has such a really, really unique voice. And I really enjoyed the slight magic system in here where she could talk to spirits and stuff. In the first book, she is approached by a ghost lady to help her find her son. She ends up getting wrapped up in a whole mystery as to like what's happening to these kids because they're returning to their families unable to speak and drained of all their vitality and youth. So they look like little itty bitty ancient people. And it's horrifying because all they really do is just scream. So if she needs to help figure out what's going on. And this is the continuation of that world, I guess, because that mystery was pretty much wrapped up in that book, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm excited to read the sequel to this one. And I also picked up The Marvelers by Danielle Clayton, which is a middle grade that I read earlier this year and really loved, and I wanted a copy for my shelves, so now I have it. This is fantastic. Black girl magic, elemental magic, and it gives you that school of magic kind of feel that I know we all love. And I also picked up A Close and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, which is the paperback of the second book of the Wayfarers series. I think you can see some of them there on my shelf. And I now own the entire series. 2 of them are paperback, 2 of them are hardback, but all the covers match. So that's what matters to me. But yes, I'm excited. This is also, I think, my favorite in the series. Like it goes between this one and the 4th one. So I'm excited to have this finally, that I can do a little reread if I so wish. Going off of Robin Hobb from earlier, I also picked up the entire Live Ship Traders trilogy, which is the second trilogy in her Realm of the Elderlings series. Did a whole read through of the Farseer trilogy, which is the first one, and absolutely fell in love with the world. So I was immediately ordered these, and I do plan on making this my next trilogy that I go through, because if you guys kind of have been around on my channel, you would know that I've been kind of going through different trilogies because I have this problem where I will start a series or a trilogy or a duology and I will only read the first book and never pick up the sequels, and then I don't remember what's going on. So I need to get better at finishing series. So I've kind of taken it upon myself to do that, and the Farseer trilogy was one of those where I needed to reread The Assassin's Apprentice, which is the first one, and then go into the second and then the third. I am doing that currently with the Poppy War. I reread the Poppy War and have since finished the Dragon Republic, and I'm just about to start the last one. So I'm just slowly making my way through different series this year and actually finishing them. This is probably going to be one that I do very soon over the summer because I want to tackle this entire series. This will be like a brand new series tackling instead of like the rereading the first book and then going through, but I'm excited either way. I love Robin Hobb, and this was one of the series of hers that I am most excited to get to because I've only heard good things about it. So we're ready. Then yet another trip to the local bookstore. I picked up Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross and Tyranny of Faith by Richard Swan, which is the sequel to Justice of Kings, which is right here on my shelves. I went to the bookstore specifically because I think it was one of those days where I was like, had to go to Costco to pick up a prescription, really didn't want to leave my apartment, it was gloomy, and I was in that weird reading funk, and I was like, let's just go to Indigo and treat myself. So I decided to pick up these. I have since read Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and I gave this 4 stars. It is definitely very enjoyable. Highly recommend if you like historical fantasy with a touch of like magical you've got mail. So definitely read that, and it's Enemies to Lovers, which we know, very popular. Tyranny of Faith, as I said, sequel to The Justice of Kings, which is a fantasy book that I read last year that I really enjoyed. I was pleasantly surprised with that one. I don't know, it was just, I wasn't really enjoying it in the first 100 pages, but then it kicked in and I really, really enjoyed it from there on out. It is dark. It explores the morality and the ethics kind of being someone who mitigates law and how far the law will go. And I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to see where the sequel goes because again, I've only heard good things about the sequel. So excited about that. Then my lovely friend and one of my favorite authors sent me this arc of Darkwater Daughter. Hannah Long, HM Long, sent me this arc of her upcoming book that's coming out in July. I am so excited about this. You guys know how much I love Hannah Long. I absolutely adore, where are they? I moved myself around a little bit. Hall of Smoke, one of my favorite fantasy novels of all time, and Temple of No God should go here, but I'm currently lending it to a friend. Love it as well, and Bear of Winter was really fun. It was released earlier this year, and the fourth one in that series is coming out early next year, but she started a new series that's got pirates in it, and I'm so excited to get to this. But yes, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Hannah, but I'm reading this like so soon. I have plans to do The Burning God and then Tress of the Emerald Sea because I need something light to, you know, save my soul from the puppy war read. And then I'm gonna go into this one because I'm so excited and I really want to read it. But yes, I also have the like final copy of that on pre-order, and I'm so excited to get it and to see this final art in its full glory, you know? It's gonna be great. Then in a recent trip to the thrift store, I ended up getting Douglas Adams' The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is the entire trilogy built into one. It's a trilogy in 5 parts, but it's all of the books in one tome, which is great. I've heard fantastic things about The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm so glad and so pleased that I saw this copy at the thrift store. It was kismet. It was great. Then I also picked up the prequel to The Wheel of Time, which is called New Spring by Robert Jordan. It's just gonna go in my Wheel of Time collection there because it matches those copies. And I picked up Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke, who is the author of Piranesi. I have owned this book like 2 or 3 separate times now, and every single time I've unhauled it eventually because I just never read it. But I loved Piranesi, so I'm gonna give her fantasy a good shot. I think this one feels quite like autumnal to me because it is thick, it's dense. It gives off the same vibes as Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro on my shelves. And it's the same reason why I haven't read that one either, because these feel like November reads to me. So it's gonna be big fantasy November, I guess. But yes, I'm finally gonna read this book and I'm very excited about it because Piranesi was really, really good. So I have high hopes, like low high hopes, because I've heard mixed things, but excited either way. And then just yesterday, I ended up getting an order from Book Outlet, another order, or 2 days ago, not sure, which contained 3 graphic novels and 3 novels, but I'm only adding 1 to my TBR because, again, I like buying books that I've already read off of Book Outlet if they have them. Anyways, let's talk about these 3 graphic novels. I received these and then read them all yesterday. These are all Critical Role graphic novels. So we have the 3rd volume of the Vox Machina Origins, which I have read the first 2, absolutely love, and was so excited to see this on the site so that I could pick it up. And then I also picked up the Mighty Nine Origins Jester and Yasha ones because Yasha and Jester are my favorite girls from the Mighty Nine. I love them so much. And these were great. Like, I had previously picked up the Mighty Nine Origins Caleb Widogast, and I really did that one, just didn't have a story to it to me, and it was just fine. I gave it like 3 stars. These were great. They actually had like a narrative, and the Jester one is my favorite so far. That might be biased, but the Jester one was so fun. Also found out her actual name is Genevieve. Didn't know if we had figured that out in the campaign, but I love it. This was so much fun. Loved these so much, and the art was wonderful. And I read this one yesterday as well. All 3 of these get 4 stars. Love it. If you're a Critical Role fan, definitely pick those up. They're so much fun. And then the 3 novels that I picked up were Green Glass House by Kate Milford, which is a little middle grade that I have read previously and absolutely adore. I will be rereading around Christmas because it's just the perfect amount of cozy. I loved this. It's like isolated up on a like snowy mountaintop in a hotel. Follows 2 kids as they kind of play like a live action D&D type of thing. It's so sweet as they're trying to like uncover a mystery too. So I also picked up the paperback version of Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree because I maimed my paperback version to make a hardback, which is currently hiding behind this hardback just because I reorganized my shelves really quickly for this video. But I now have 3 copies of this book and I love it. I wanted a copy with the original cover on it still, and I'm so happy that I found this on Book Outlet because I love it. I love it so much. This book is one of my favorites, you guys know. And then I also picked up The Murder of Mr. Wickham by Claudia Gray. This is a mystery book that I have been eyeing for a little while now, and I think the sequel just came out because I was at Indigo yesterday. I saw the sequel and I was like, a sequel already? Anyways, I'm excited. You guys know how much I love Jane Austen, and I have previously read a Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice retelling that's like murder mystery themed that was young adult called Pride and Premeditation, which I really enjoyed. And I think it's just because it's such a fun time to read retellings of some of your favorite books, especially when they're such beloved characters like those from Pride and Prejudice. This one though, I was flipping through it and I think it contains the entire Austen world, because literally on the back it says the happily married Mr. Knightley and Emma are throwing a house party, bringing together distant relatives and new acquaintances. You have Tilneys, oh my god, you have the Darcys, you have, you know, all the kind of stuff. I'm excited to see what this is like. I feel like it's going to be such a fun ride either way. Yesterday, I went to the bookstore to treat myself because I wanted to go for one specific book, and that is Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang, which is going to be my pick for the book for my book club choice in July, which we love. I'm very excited about it. Super, super pumped to read more R.F. Kuang and to be able to discuss it with my friends. I'm so excited, truly. But yes, this is her first non-fantasy book. It's got an incredibly unlikable character. It deals with the publishing industry and stealing people's stories. Something like that. I'm so excited to get into it and to be able to discuss it with my friends. I also picked up the sequel to Delilah Green Doesn't Care. Finally, I picked up Ashton Parker Doesn't Fail because next month is Pride Month, and that's when I read Delilah Green, so I figured, why not read Ashton Parker as well? Like, just make it like an annual tradition that I read an Ashley Herring Blake book. I'm so excited about this. I love Delilah Green and I love me some sapphic romance, so I'm ready. I'm truly ready. And I have like something in the back of my head for a future Aramount book that this might be a good inspiration for, so we'll see. Anyways, my friends. Okay, so those were all of the books that I bought this month, or not this month, since my previous haul, which was at the end of March sometime. So since March, these are what I bought. And I also got in a few of my pre-orders. Okay, so I didn't gather them all, but I got my pre-order for A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon, which you guys know, prequel to Prior of the Orange Tree. So excited to read this. We'll be reading it very soon. I also got the sequel to Scorpica, which is Arca by G.R. McAllister. I'm excited to get to that one as well. Scorpica was a surprising favorite of last year. Really, really loved it. And I also got The Adventures of Mina El-Sarafi, which is facing out here very handily, which I have read and loved. So, so good. And of course, the last pre-order that I got this period of the year, Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, which is a cozy novel that Brandon Sanderson wrote after his wife and him watched The Princess Bride, and his wife commented that Buttercup was like agencyless, and so Brandon wrote this for his wife, and I'm so excited to read it after I finish The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, because I need some cozy in my life, and I think this will be some good cozy in my life. Yes, my friends, that is it. That is all. Those are the books that I have brought into my collection since March. Let me know down below if you have read any of these, if I should focus on any of them first, because I would love to know. Let me know if you've recently read a book that you've absolutely loved, because I would love to know and I'd love to chat in the comments. Anyway, my friends, I will catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.